So many series and all these theories, I'm losing my mind. I've lost track of time. How can I watch them all? Oh! 2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, we did it. We did it. We finished. This is the season finale of RANDIME. This is the last episode for this season. We're gonna be back real soon, though. After the end of this season, we're gonna come back with a new season and many more seasons after that. I'm EJ.
I'm Chris.
Yeah, and welcome to the season finale of RANDIME. A random anime show where we watch a random anime, and then talk about it and discuss it for you guys to listen to. This week and for the last week, we decided to do a movie. So we watched a random movie, a random anime movie, and now we'll give you a little feedback on how the movie went and our criticisms. This movie was called Patema Inverted. It was a very interesting movie, I thought. A coming of age tale with some really cool sci-fi aspects. Chris, how did you feel about the movie?
I liked it. It was alright. How about you?
I liked it. I said I liked it. I said it was very good. Normally on this show, we get into kind of the lostness that we feel from watching a random movie or a random anime. This time it was a movie. But this time, we watched the whole thing. We didn't watch just 20 minutes at a random interval, which maybe we'll do for next time. That's a pretty good idea. But we watched the whole movie, so we didn't really get lost. Some of the people in our viewing party did get a little lost. Little members of the crew kind of just got confused. I think it was one of their first times watching anime. So we were able to pause the movie because we watched it all together on a very large TV together, and then we were able to pause the movie and walk them through what was going on, as all anime experts should do. So I guess the next question we usually do is we'll get into, can you explain the plot of the movie? What just like on other episodes of RANDIME, this is going to be very heavy spoilers incoming your way. Because we did watch the whole movie and we're going to be talking about the whole movie. So skip, probably don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie, or if you're... yeah, Chris, what did you think about can you explain the plot?
I could, maybe. I don't know. I'll probably take the rest of the episode.
Why don't you just do like a high-level overview, maybe, of what are the core mechanics of going on in this movie?
Gravity.
Yes, so Inverted is in the title. In this movie, it's kind of a post-apocalyptic scene with kind of seemingly two communities that exist. One that seemingly exists on the surface of the Earth, and the other which kind of floats up into the sky a little bit. It's kind of dangerous. What?
I don't know if that's right.
What do you mean?
Which is which?
What?
What?
I don't know what you're asking.
Which one floats up into the sky?
Half the population.
Oh, but they live in the mountain, really. They live in the earth. They don't float up in the sky.
Well, those people actually technically fall down. That was the twist.
This is why this wasn't a good pick.
This was a very good flick, as they say, in the movie business, which we're not that used to because we're normally anime guys watching week-to-week episodes. But I'll take a stab at the plot. It's about coming-of-age tale about two characters, Patema and AJ. AJ? His name is spelled AJE, like age, but it's not pronounced that way. from what I remember. And the two characters kind of have opposing forces of gravity acting on them. So when they're together, they have to rely on each other's body weight and the weight of random objects around them to offset each other so they can stay on the ground. That's kind of what a lot of happens in this movie. Is a lot of kind of like cool gravity twists and turns from that. So one of the big fears of the people is that they'll float up into the sky, into the sun, because the gravity for them is inverted, like for Patema, who the movie is named after, and kind of her experience. There was no opening song because it's a movie, but I was thinking maybe we could just talk about some of the music that was involved in the movie. I thought music was pretty good. It kind of kept me on the edge of my seat with some thrills and chills, a little bit of spooks every once in a while, keep me on my toes and prepared. Helped keep the dramatic moments rolling.
Do you remember the music?
I probably couldn't sing any of the.
You're saying that you have these opinions. So
well, yeah. I mean, this is how I felt when I watched the movie.
Can you describe it, like genre-wise, or?
Orchestral. I don't know what you mean by
There's genres within orchestra.
Can you elaborate on a couple? Maybe I could pick one.
I couldn't, but I'm not making these claims, so.
Yeah. I think the music was pretty good. Thank you. Thanks. And I'm sure you would agree with me. I guess we can just go right into the other one would be how did you think about the ending song, which we all know there wasn't. Maybe there's some credit music, which appeared at the end when they were rolling through all those long credits, and that was also pretty good, I thought. Okay, next up we'll do another RANDIME. Another RANDIME go-to, which is your favorite character. Chris, who do you think was your favorite character in this?
That's a good question. First one, Jakku, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jakku was a very special character. Can you describe kind of what he was to our viewers?
Second in charge to the evil guy, but like right off the bat, he was like already questioning his allegiance, which I wasn't in love with how obvious his character was, but I liked how it played out. I liked very simple. He probably had 4, 5 scenes each, maybe 5 minutes of total airtime.
I think it might be a little bit more than that.
Maybe a little more, but it was well done.
Yeah, he was the main antagonist, Izumaru's right-hand man. This is Jakku, Chris's favorite character. He had some real pivotal scenes where he starts off as this kind of gruff military guy who's part of this secret police that's trying to patrol this city of Agia. Agia?
I don't think we have a chance of pronouncing it right. Aigus, I believe.
I think it was an A. It was Aga.
Just A. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the name of this capital city that Aji lived in, as well as the other kind of civilians in this utopian world ruled by Izumaru. And Jakku, the right-hand man, leader of the military police kind of force, kind of has a change of heart when he sees, the way that this country's being run, this society. And he comes around and he has some very funny lines at the end of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil. I think they're pretty good.
That's the only thing you won't spoil in this entire thing. 3 lines.
You gotta leave something for the people to come back to. That's one of the best lines. I really feel he did a really good job.
You don't even remember him.
What he says?
That's why, yeah.
Well, I did see it. I did see it a week ago, but I could probably piece together what it sounds like, and the meaning of the sentences I know very strongly. It's just his exact choice of words I would have to grasp at. But if you gave me 20 minutes, I'm sure I could come up with
20 minutes.
As for me, my favorite character, oh man, there are a lot of really good characters in this movie. It's kind of hard.
There's 5 total.
No, there's more than that.
No,
Yeah.
there's closer to 5 than 10. Let's name them.
AG.
1,
Patema.
2.
I just said his name,
We're on 2.
which was the bad guy.
He's a good fine.
Izumaru.
Consider him a good
What's his-
3.
No. That's Jaku.
Izumaru. Yeah.
Izumaru.
Jaku
Porta.
4. Who?
Porta, which is
Who?
Patema's guardian.
Vexed lover.
Yes.
Okay.
The elder.
What are we on?
6.
Okay.
There's AG's kind of a girl who kind of has a crush on.
She has
AJ,
one
so,
line.
kind of like a childhood
One line.
friend.
No, put that finger down. Lagos.
Lagos. Which
Yeah,
is
that's the 7.
kind of Patema's, I guess.
Mentor, father.
Mentor. No, it wasn't her
thing.
father.
Well,
Seemingly
father
like
figure.
almost like an older brother kind of character who's always getting into trouble in her society.
Well, he's in a fish tank now.
Unfortunately, he does pass away.
You're so respectful for this anime character.
I would also add in
We're at 7.
Eiji's dad.
What?
He's an important character.
Who?
Eiji's dad.
Oh, yeah,
builds a-
sure. Seen only in flashbacks, but sure, I'll give you that.
He's very important for the story. He builds a fantastic flying machine.
Hardly fantastic.
But unfortunately perishes in an untimely fashion.
We're at 8, and that's all you got, so whatever. Sure, you win.
Closer to 10. It's very utilitarian, very utopian society that AG lives in.
It's not that, but okay.
Utopian?
Yeah.
Dystopian.
Yeah.
Dystopian society. Everyone is kind of living in fear of these events that happened in the past that created this crazy gravity switch.
Yes, very, very religious, very theocratic society. How do you feel about that, EJ?
What do you mean?
How do you feel about a theocratic society? You think that would be better if we had one? You think religion would be better if it were more mixed into society?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't.
You have a problem with it?
I don't have any problem with religion.
Well, I mean, you don't want it into government, right?
This is a show about anime. So unless we're going to talk about,
And this anime had that kind of theme to it, so I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily say
I would.
a lot of religious overtones in this film.
There were.
But if you go looking, I'm sure you could find a little bit of religious symbolism in there. A lot of talk about sin,
Yep.
and large mistakes that people make, and kind of seemingly justice for what they did wrong.
Right.
Which you'll learn if you watch the film. You know, it's not all you think it is. It's a very good twist. I thought I was shocked when I saw what happened. But to answer the question, favorite character is going to be Porta. He really does his best for Patema. He tries to woo her a couple times. He's a very strong individual in both body, mind, and heart. He shows up to try to help out and save the day, and he has a pretty integral part to the story.
Do you relate to Porta? A shunned
I wouldn't say
third
he's
wheel.
shunned. No, that's not what Porta is.
Well, he's definitely overlooked.
He's kind of like
Patema doesn't even know his name.
That's not true.
Do you have a Patema?
Patema knows.
Do you have a Patema in your life?
No, I don't.
No. She's gone now, right? Because she's with Asia.
No, that's no. No one stole my girl. She just left. But this is a show about anime, not about lost love. Which, if you're looking to watch this movie, you probably won't find it because it's a very sci-fi heavy movie with a lot of cool twists and turns. But if you're looking for love, there is a little bit of that in here, though. If you are kind of into that view, there's a nice budding romance between some of the main characters, and a lot of good one-liners along the way if you're a comedian. But one of the major things that you have to kind of suspend the belief of,
Yeah, sure.
is this is still a movie. People don't just reverse gravity willy-nilly. This is something you have to just kind of overlook a little bit. But they did kind of show you that things are strange in this world, and they're hard to explain and a little uncomfortable. And one of the main things that happens is Patema eats some food that was right side up, for her upside down. And she says she kind of feels a little funny in her stomach after eating that food. So we were thinking, hey, like, how do things work in this inverse world? Because she was around for, at least a whole day, I would think, if not more, that she's living inverted.
It's good that she didn't weigh more than him.
Yes.
So
that was a funny comment.
Do you think that is a statement on women-male relationships?
I don't think so. I think that's probably just like an average thing that most men weigh more than women do.
Oh, really?
I would think that's probably a pretty safe statistic to stand behind. But,
right, and you feel that's the way it should be.
No, I'm not. I didn't say that. I'm just saying on average.
Well, I mean, on average, and it's the natural way of things.
I would not say
averages
averages are natural.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know where to go with this episode. So one of the major themes of this movie is kind of the living with, I guess, the mistakes that happened in what they call the Great Change, or what happens with, the whole inversing of gravity. And one of the comments I think about this movie is if you play too close with technology and science, is you kind of have that becoming God problem that a lot of films also try to pick up on and touch. And I think that's a lot of where this story was kind of coming from, was if you're messing around with things that you shouldn't be, there's repercussions. But they handle this in a very interesting way, because the people who are kind of behind this whole, science is bad, we need to just live in this world, and the people who are different from us need to be shunned, you find out in the end that the world is inverted from that, and that the people who thought they were right side up were actually upside down. And you find out that this world that these people are living in, that AG's living in with his late father, and these people who are in this dystopian society where they shun the inverts, the inverted people, that they're the ones who are actually inverted, and they find out in the end of the movie, they break through the surface of the crust of the earth and actually get outside, and they find that the world has changed, and they're really the ones who are right side up.
I agree with you. This movie really is a great statement. Like you said, it's a great statement on the power of religion and how it can corrupt society. And
I don't know if that was exactly my point.
Oh, no, that's what you're getting at. It's okay. And just how it can really just twist logic on its head. Kind of like the whole gravity aspect, like you were saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what I was going for, but
No,
I think that sometimes people get they can get corrupted by their own religion sometimes. But if you find that faith is something that works for you and helps you throughout your life, then you are definitely
Right.
keep with it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
at the expense of others.
no, you should not be harming others in any
Well,
way.
if it helps you,
No,
it's kind of a zero-sum game,
no, that's a terrible way to live your life. But
That's what you said.
no, I don't think so. Another large twist that kind of came up in this movie was you find out that Lagos and Lagos?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Lagos, not Legos.
Lagos, not the customizable toys that many people know and love.
You're more of a Lincoln Logs guy, right? I heard
no.
you saying that.
Lagos.
I like
and
Bionicles.
Bionicles are very cool.
It's
Lagos.
not really the same field, but
Bionicles are made by Lego.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I learned. Finally.
The Bionicle movie, The Mask of Light, was a big staple of my childhood. I really enjoyed it back then. It's also another coming-of-age tale where the main character goes off on a journey to
I haven't seen any of these.
collect the Mask of Light and kind of help out the other Toas who are kind of battling. Oh gosh, Marak or something.
I don't know.
I think is the bad guy's name.
I thought one.
Or Makura. Battling Makura. And they travel to great distances to try to figure this out because he finds the Mask of Lightning, has to return it to Toan Temple to, I guess, summon this great deity who's going to come and battle Makura and beat the evil, bad guy, the King of Darkness. And it turns out that it was him all along. He actually puts the mask on, and he becomes the great legendary warrior, and him and the other 6 Bionicles, the Toa, come together, and they beat the great evil. Doesn't really relate to this, though.
What do you rate Patema Inverted out of 10?
So normally on this show, we normally
Out of
do
10.
a question of whether you'll go back and finish it, but obviously we watched the whole movie, so we did go back and finish it.
Would you ever watch it again?
I usually only watch movies once, but I will rate this movie 8.5. I thought it was a very good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of twists and turns. The characters were very inviting and kind of wholesome. They kind of, made me feel good at the end of the movie about, it was a shame some of the experiences they had to go through to get to where they were. But the final destination of the end state of the movie, I thought was very positive. They kind of have come upon the outside world again, and they see how beautiful the Earth is. And this could also be a little bit of maybe an environmentalist movie that, we only have one Earth and we need to protect what we have. And that's kind of, I think, a big message that kind of was also relayed was that, when things get bad, you can't just hide from your problems. You need to go out and face them, which I think is kind of what happens at the end of the movie a little bit, is that people were kind of living inside, kind of trying to deal with the problems that they created, and they're living underneath the Earth's crust. But at the end of the movie, they kind of break free and they kind of realize that, this is the beautiful that we have been missing out here in the world. Chris, do you think you'll go back and...
6 out of 10.
All right, that's not too bad. Let's take a 3 out of 5. Now that we've kind of come to the end of the movie discussion, the movie, and ultimately the RANDIME show season, I think it just take a quick moment to look back and think about all the times we had. Chris, I mean, what has this show meant to you?
It's given me something to do in the week. Nice hour of my time. How about you?
It's been a real great opportunity for me to be on this. I'm really passionate about anime, and I've watched so much of it. I feel that it's really nice to get a chance to kind of talk about some of the things I've seen and what the experiences that I've had, and be able to share that with the viewers. And I think that to me has been very gratifying. And being able to see so many new shows is kind of an interesting way to kind of to get a feel for what's out there almost. Sometimes it's hard to get bogged down. There's new stuff coming out every year, every season, every month or so, or how they do it. And this is just a little quick way to kind of sift through and say, hey, this is really good. Maybe this is something for the backlog. Maybe this is something I'll watch now, or maybe this is something that, I'm not going to watch maybe ever.
Have
Luckily,
you watched any of them?
Well, not yet. We've been filming the whole show. I haven't gotten a lot of chance.
It's been months.
I'm hoping that when we get to the end of this season, which we have now, I'll get a chance to go back
arbitrary number that we decided
and go watch my favorite shows from this season.
Which are?
I'd like to go back and see Sea Control. I was very excited about that one. Economics.
Don't bother.
I think the love story in Basilisk probably has something to go.
They
go
died.
On.
It was a flashback.
Yeah, but the new love story I think has something that could go on. That show I think is really about. Those are probably the two big ones that I'd probably go back and check out. Some of the other ones I'd probably maybe check out after I get up to date with what's released for this season. But ultimately, I'm very happy to have been given the chance to host this show with you, Chris, and to be a part of this project. It means a lot to me. just as a person, just being able to be on this show and have a place here on mcmooksTV. And I hope we get back to filming soon with the next season very soon, and you guys get to see it. I guess if there's nothing else, Chris, that you have to say for this season to kick it out.
Keep it random.
I like that. That's a great send off. We're gonna do just that. We're gonna keep on with the RANDIME, as they say. Those two rhymes. And then check back for season 2 coming your way. Bye.
From here to the darkest reaches of space,